Wish phrases, part two. When we don't like a past situation and we have regrets about this situation, we often use the phrase I wish, followed by something. Let's take a look at some examples. The reality is that I broke the window. That's the reality. It's something that happened, it's past tense. And when you look at the sentence, I broke the window, you realize that this sentence is affirmative. I broke the window. The other sentence, I didn't accept, is simple past, but this time it's negative. How can I recognize that it's simple past? Because of the auxiliary did. So in both cases here, the two sentences were past actions, past situations. One was affirmative, the other one was negative. Now, if you wanted to express regrets about breaking the window, you could say, I wish that I hadn't broken the window. The word that can be omitted, it can be skipped. So you can say, I wish I hadn't broken the window. That would not change anything in the meaning of the sentence. Now, the verb here, broke, was simple past. And when I want to express a regret about a past action, I have to use the past perfect. The past perfect is made of the auxiliary have in its past form. And the perfect represents the past participle of the verb. The verb broken is the past participle of the verb break. Broke was the simple past form of that verb. This is an irregular verb. Here, for example, if I look at had accepted, I have a past perfect because I have the auxiliary have in its past form and a perfect tense here or a past participle. It's the verb accepted. It's a regular verb, so I simply add the letters ed at the end. So when I say I wish I hadn't broken the window, you are expressing regret for having broken the window. You broke it and you have some regrets. Let's look at the other example. I didn't accept. Maybe you didn't accept an invitation or a proposal, and you have regrets about it. So you could say, I wish I had accepted. Here, the sentence, don't forget, here, the sentence was negative, and the regret will always be the opposite. So here, if it was negative, then here it has to be affirmative. I wish I had accepted. If you absolutely want to keep the sentence negative, then you could change the verb for its opposite. I wish I hadn't refused. Refuse is the opposite of accept. So that could work too. It means exactly the same thing. Let's take a look at some examples here. Let's imagine for a minute that you had a terrible, terrible holiday, Christmas holiday. Here are some sentences representing the reality that you had during the last Christmas holiday. I would like you to take a piece of paper and try to express regrets. You regret the situation, what happened during the Christmas holiday. So don't forget, if you have a verb in the simple past, you will need to change it for a past perfect. A past perfect is made of the auxiliary have in its past form plus a past participle. If the reality is of negative, the wish part has to be the opposite. It has to be affirmative. If, on the other hand, the reality is affirmative, it needs to be the opposite. It needs to be negative. So let's take a look at the examples here. I'll do the first one with you. Schools didn't stay open until December 23rd. That's the reality. They didn't stay open until December 23rd. And you have regrets about it. You could say, I wish school had stayed open until December 23rd. Here, the sentence was simple past and negative. Here, it needs to be affirmative, but 1 degree in the past, and this becomes a past perfect. I will simply read the sentences here and I will let you try to write what should be the right answer here. So let's go with the second one. Schools closed early. I wish. Next sentence. My holiday was terrible. I wish. Next sentence. I had a lousy holiday. Lousy is a synonym of terrible. I had a terrible holiday. I wish. I didn't go anywhere. I wish. Don't forget, you will need a past perfect here. I didn't fly to Mexico as I usually do. I wish. Next one. I stayed at home. I wish. I drank to numb my sorrow. I wish. Here, I would like you to look up the word numb. This is a verb. And notice that I don't pronounce the final B. It's silent, to numb. And I would also like you to look up the word sorrow. I drank to numb my sorrow. And after doing it, you have regrets about it. So I wish. I didn't feel better. I wish. I didn't get the gifts I wanted. I wish. The government imposed a curfew. I wish. I got COVID. I wish. You really had a terrible Christmas holiday. I'll let you finish this exercise. I'll give you a few minutes to complete it, and I will then post a correction.